Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's stream. It has been one crazy week so far. Let us see who is in the chat. Double AA, welcome to the stream. You better react to a fake guy that loves fake Star Wars. He's continuing thinking that we want a season 2 of The Acolyte and leading up to the sequels with the Night of... Am I allowed to say that word without getting this taken down? I'm not gonna risk it. Hashtag Othetic. I'll keep him in mind because I already have like 3 videos scheduled and one of them is like half an hour long. So I mean I might skip a bit for the half hour one, but I'll see what I can do. Star Wars Scran, welcome to the stream. Everybody, go subscribe to Star Wars Scran's channel. He does excellent work concerning the expanded universe over there. Howdy, Mad Lads. Like, share, and subscribe, you freaking shills. Like, share, and subscribe my stream. And we have probably one of my most persistent of haters, XX Misery. Not now, not ever. I don't even know what that is even in reference to. And Star Wars Scran is just knocking him down. Brandon's streams are dislikable. Can't even like anything good just because it's in a god-awful stream continuity where all roads lead to a Mary Sue, but Brandon can't comprehend language when no one likes Rey. All of Disney Star Wars is fake Star Wars. If you like anything Disney Star Wars, you are a fake fan. That's just how it goes. Real Star Wars is only the 6 films and the expanded universe. Machinery 964. I'm here now. Welcome. Wow, I've got 2 Kylo Ren. Welcome to my stream, everyone. Dang. He trying to pass himself off as me. That's something else. The toxic side of the fan base are bigger a-holes machine. You know, every time you comment, you basically just boost my stream, man. SWA, welcome to the stream. Gatekeep what you love or shills, fence riders, and crybabies will take over. Facts, Star Wars Scran. So I can't like the last Clone Wars season? No, you can't. That is part of Disney Star Wars, Rook Skywalker. It not only that, it's like the worst stream of the show. The worst season of the show. All right. Let me get something set up right here while people are still popping in. We're only 3 minutes in. Not to mention it. I'm going to say it right now. You guys are kind of in a bit of a treat because the last 2 days on X for me have been wild. And like I was blowing up the shills everywhere. Like they were getting triggered big time. I even actually caught the attention of a big time Disney shill. Tell me why it sucks. Oh, where do I start? The sad sacks, Darth Maul being back, bringing back Ahsoka. It sucks because it's fake Disney Star Wars, not hard to understand. I mean, it's not enjoyable. Not if you actually love Star Wars. Ooh, that reminds me. Nah, I should ask him. Okay, gotta flip down a bit. I gotta do a lot of scrolling. I sort of should have had this set up a bit beforehand. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna open new tab for you, and I've got this. Give me a second. But This is going to be the beginning of a completely brand new segment that I am calling Twitter Takedown. Twitter Takedown, everybody. Casual Chris, welcome to the stream. Okay, no, I don't think... I know I'm blocked. Oh, here we go. I found him, guys. I found him. Just give me a quick second. Where was... Aha! I found it. Okay. Brace yourself, everybody. Brace yourself. This was what inspired me to do this segment. I got this from an account by the name of Rational Fandom that says, "We, the true fans, have concluded that Brandon the Awesome is a fake fan and a bit cringe with that name. We decree him to be out of the fandom." And you want to know the reasoning why? Because you don't like, quote, true Star Wars, unquote. You like Wedgins, which even George thought was dog crap. Also, you don't want other people to love Star Wars. I do. I'm a fan and you're a crybaby. Hope that helps, Cringe Meister. Lord Master Chris, welcome to the stream. Sorry for dragging you into that. Hey, man, I don't mind. It led to one of the greatest encounters with the Shills I've ever had. Suffer not the shill to live. If anyone says the EU Wedgins is a fake fan automatically. I love you guys. Like, I have to give it to you, Lord Master Chris. This was awesome. And if you think that was something, chat, I actually got the attention of a big-time Disney shill. If you follow me on Discord, join me, links in the description below. You will see Peter Fletzer of the Around the Galaxy podcast. He ended up blocking me later. Actually, a lot of shills ended up blocking me for this. A lot of shills blocked me. It's a little bit down. I think I scrolled a little too far. Because X is very weird at times. Here we go. This is... Are you blocked by... I think I might be blocked by Josh. I think I'm blocked by Josh. I recently joined X and I thought people had common sense, but apparently not. I'm not even exaggerating or being biased, but people are actually dumb. Yeah, I can say that given some of the people I've seen on other accounts that I follow on there. But for the most part, I think I'm one of the few people in the world who can say I actually have a blast being on X. After a while, I get tired of dealing with them. Ooh, boy. Yeah, I mean, it can get tiring at times, but it takes a lot to get me tired of dealing with fake Disney shills. I mean, fake Disney, fake Star Wars fans. I'm tripping over my words a bit. Hidalgo and Filoni ruined the Mandalorians. Facts. Dang, this is great turnout so far. This is what he has to say. This is the poison in fandom. What gatekeeping looks like. This is the reason people look at Star Wars fans as toxic. This is what happens when people lose sight of what the myth of Star Wars is all about. Unwelcoming fans are actually the ones who are fake. And this was in response of me saying, doesn't matter. You like Disney Star Wars. that makes you a fake Star Wars fan. In response to somebody else who was talking to me about how I love the expanded universe too. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you like the expanded universe. If you like even one thing Disney Star Wars, you're a fake fan and you get tossed out on your ass. It's that simple. Eckhart's Ladder is getting triggered by the Halo memes. I actually have to go. I don't play Halo. I have not played Halo yet. I have plans on playing like the first 3. So, but I have to look up the memes because, dang, that is like legendary. Authentic Shills scum. You Disney scum. But yeah, I made a lot of people triggered. There were like way too many people triggered. Too many people. I got this guy, Patty Nest, triggered. That's not simple logic. I don't like that Star Wars is being made by other people, so I'm just going to pretend it doesn't exist. Anyone who likes it doesn't actually like Star Wars. Is not simple. It's childish and messy. Again, these people cannot understand the truth. They just deny reality. It's insane. It's insane, guys. Like and I'm planning on debating another guy tomorrow on Discord. It should be fun. I rarely ever get the chance to actually debate these people. I shared this. So I had people arguing to me about the expanded universe not being canon. And one guy he ended up blocking me sometime, I think today. He said he used Dave Filoni to try and disprove that the expanded universe was canon. That is self-defeat right there. Holy dongles. Was that ever hilarious? I had to share it on Discord. I love being on X. I genuinely do. Okay. Let's see. God's Games and Geekness. Oh boy. Welcome to the stream. What do you say to Star Tours, which is part of the EU but created in conjunction with Disney? Okay, I see what you're trying to say. I see what you're trying to trip me up on. Star Tours came out before Disney completely lost their marbles, and it's technically considered S-canon, as far as I am aware. I could be wrong about that. If Star Wars Scran or OG Star Wars can correct me on that, I could ask them later. It's not directly part of the EU, but nice try. Nice try tripping me up there, buddy. Nice try. They're the Disney grifters that would and will literally eat dog crap from their feeder. Mecha G75. I think I need to see the doctor again. Thank you, Solar Volodun. Also, I believe I have not said welcome to the stream to you. So welcome to the stream. If you ever want to get into Halo and its lore, you can count on me. Thank you. I will keep that in mind. Now, to the very first video on our list, because I'll get the shortest one out of the way, just because it will be a lot convenient for me. I'm muting that because okay. Okay. Pause. And we are going. Shut up. And here we go. Retney's Holocron. He's also has me blocked on Twitter or X. The Stranger was the first Knight of Ren. We were robbed. Why does this only have 2 dislikes? Jeesh.
Hey guys, what is going on? I wanted to make a video about this because some crazy news came out today and I thought it was worth talking about. So I guess this is news that everyone realized today.
This is the guy I got into an argument with. Really? Dude looks slightly younger than me. No problem, Mecha G75. Hope you get better.
But technically this information has been out there since Celebration Japan. There's pages from the art.
Okay, if it's been out since Star Wars of Japan, why are you covering it right now? Like why didn't you cover this, all the way back when it was more relevant? I mean, I'm sort of one to talk because I have covered old videos on my channel before, but but the thing about that is I just kind of I don't know, because I feel like it's still kind of relevant, but I'm not sure. I think I hit a brain fart there. Solar Volu done. Retne looks more authentic in real life than I thought. Most if not all shills look that way.
Of the Acolyte book that were previewed at Celebration Japan. But today, people started posting them on Twitter and stuff, and the book doesn't come out until January 2026. But in the book,
Oh God, there's going to be a book released for this. Sweet mother of the cosmic force. What are these? These look awful.
and on one of the pages that is previewed, Leslie Headland reveals, she states that Chimera.
Oh no, not Leslie Headland. Oh, Leslie Headland. She is totally a trustworthy source when it comes to Star Wars. Don't listen to Misery. He's exactly what his name implies. He's miserable all the time. Just ignore him, okay?
The stranger in the Acolyte was supposed to be the first knight of Ren. That was her plan. I think this is
How the hell does that even make sense if Kylo Ren isn't even around yet? Like, come on.
awesome. I think obviously Chimera the Stranger is the best character from the Acolyte.
Of course you do. I bet you're gay for him. Just like so many other Disney shows. Like it was Simon Talks Star Wars who was being very gay for one of the characters in this show.
Show itself was mid. I think I rated it like a 5 or 6 out of 10 when it
That's still too high.
aired. I want to go through and read what she says in this page from.
What are these facial expressions? Even for artwork, even for photography, Amanda Stenberg cannot act to save her life. What is this? That looks awful.
From the book and give my thoughts on it. So let's take a look at this preview page from the Art of the Acolyte book. It starts off with them.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. This is one of the biggest problems with This is my biggest problem with nerd stuff becoming more mainstream. When you base your entire channel around, superhero comic book news and stuff like that, and you hit a dry period, you have to resort to making videos like this, where it's just talking about some random thing from some random image that floats online, all because you need to keep the algorithm happy. You shouldn't have to do that. I feel like that just makes your channel feel very bloated. And ultimately, videos like this just are kind of pointless. I mean, for us, real fans, it's great because we can point and laugh at them for being so darn pointless and just desperately milking that cash cow for as long as they absolutely need.
They're talking about the stranger's mask, his cortosis helmet.
These are trying way too hard to look cool and they're just failing.
Says, for one of the most crucial designs of the series, The Stranger's Mask, concept artists explored an array of frightful images before landing on a silhouette that elegantly lays the groundwork for the stranger's lineage to continue on, connecting...
Eloquent. Ha! Not a word I would ever use in any kind of association with this show. No matter how much they want to defend themselves in their content, it's still horrible and disgusting and dog crap. Sorry to burst their bubbles. Don't feel sorry. They have it coming.
To Darth Vader and beyond. But in every iteration, continue on, connecting to Darth Vader and beyond.
Oh my gosh. Are you legitimately saying that Leslie Headland wanted to be that Queen Mir's mask is so influential that it goes on to inspire the designs of Darth Vader and later Kylo Ren's helmets? Are you bloody kidding me? Are you kidding me? That is something else, chat. Wow, that is I don't even know if that's authentic. Desperately milking sounds familiar. You do the same thing on the opposite side. Oh, I see. Solar Volodon, we have a fake fan in the chat here. We got a triggered chill in the chat. I don't do the same thing. I point and laugh at people and debunk their garbage takes. Cannibal the Dragon, welcome to the stream. They are trying to rewrite history. That's all these people ever want to do. Rewrite history and make it all about how it's their characters who influence pre-existing characters. Because apparently now Queen Mir is the inspiration behind Darth Vader's iconic helmet.
But in every iteration from the very first conversations, he always had that grin. The slight frill at the...
You mean that stupid smile thing that just gave him the dumbest name of all time in Smilo Ren? Come on. How did nobody ever say that's a dumb idea and don't do it?
Back of the helmet, a design element that dates back to the franchise's samurai influence and notably first seen in Vader's design, hints at a link between the Stranger and the Star Wars sequel trilogy's masked antagonist Kylo Ren, an idea storytellers took from the design. It felt like it foreshadowed a possible connection to the Knights of Ren with the Kylo Ren shape we landed on, Headland said. We just started to go in that direction. It was in the design of the character as well as knowing that we were going to introduce Darth Plagueis.
Piss off! You did not deserve to ever bring that character into the franchise. Like, come on. I'm still mad that you put him in this garbage show.
Who has to end up with Palpatine as his apprentice. Following the rule of two, a precept that limited the Sith to just two at any given time, a master and an apprentice, one way to keep it going is if the Stranger is the first Knight of Ren, a part of a Sith-adjacent cult that we know eventually survives. Composer Michael Abels would further hint at the potential connection with a musical cue that incorporates Kylo's theme.
Which I bet nobody remembers is even a thing. Like, does anybody remember the music from the sequel trilogy? Because I sure don't. Hashtag fake canon.
Remember when that episode aired, people heard Kylo's theme and were immediately saying, oh, he must be connected to Kylo or the Knights of Ren.
Literally nobody was saying that. Listen, I have seen a lot of people reacting to the Acolyte, and nobody legitimately said that. I have not seen a single person say that once. Nobody made the connection. Good Lord, stop lying, man.
And since we never name him, you don't know. Does he have a first name and then his last name is Ren? Is he the original Ren? It's a good way to nod to it without having to give away too much information, Headland said. That's pretty much the gist of it. Then they go on to talk about cortosis and bringing cortosis into the show. I really think that the Acolyte should have just been the way that they were talking about it in the press and the trades when they first announced it was that it was a show from the Sith's point of view with the Jedi as the bad guys. And that sounds awesome. And
it sounds awesome, he says, even though it totally goes against George Lucas's own philosophy. Fake fan confirmed. Fake fan indeed. Good Lord. The Acolyte is one of the worst things Disney has ever made. Anyone who tries to defend it is a fake fan because it just goes against what George would have wanted, what his philosophy was.
I like the Knights of Ren. If you haven't read like a lot of the comics and stuff, then you probably don't know much about them. A lot of their
literally nobody is reading any comics made by Disney. I have faced Brittany on Instagram and Facebook too. Let me guess, is he just as bad on there as he is here? Or Twitter? They want to be the next Disney shill elite. And they'll fall just like the originals.
backstory has been in the comics. But the idea of the stranger becoming the first Knight of Ren sounds awesome. It's making me wish
sounds retarded
that the whole show was just about him. I wish he was the main character of the show.
Well, based on the premise, that basically was the idea, but, well, Leslie Headland is just an uncreative hack, so that's not what happened.
Not give a crap about Osha and May. They were the two leads, and I thought they were the least interesting characters in the whole show. Did not give a shit about their storyline. I thought the writing was terrible for them. Their motivations were flip-floppy. Their goals changed whenever the plot needed them to. Osha and May were both just like, yeah, I want to do that.
How is it that you're demonstrating decent thought here, yet you can't apply that to the rest of Disney Star Wars? Tell me that, man. Explain that, chat. How is it that this guy... I can't.
This. Oh, actually, I'm going to do this. The writing was just so terrible. The only thing that kept me tuning in was to see what the stranger was going to do. I wanted to see what was up with him, who he was, if he was a Sith, what was going on with him. That's literally it. So now that I see that Leslie had this planned, I just wish the whole show was about him. Or I wish that they had continued it at least so we could have seen. I'm sure if they did a season 2, it would have been better.
Oh my gosh, is Retney's Holocron advocating for an Acolyte season 2? Chat. I'm not mistaken, am I? He basically advocated that he wants an Acolyte season 2. Holy crap.
I mean, how many shows out there like got better as they went on? Like season 1 might not be the best, and then they hit their stride in season 2 or season 3.
That's often the case with Star Trek, classic Trek. At least that's what I've heard. But this show was never going to get better as it went on. You're lying to yourself. Okay, give me a sec. Okay. Perfect. He's shilling too hard. If he does, that's heresy. No, he's advocating. He is. He totally is.
I don't know. I really hope they make like a novel or a comic one day that finishes this story. I'm not trying to...
Oh my god, he wants the story to continue. He wants the story of the Acolyte to continue, man. Chat, he wants the Acolyte to continue. Oh, that's something, man. That is something. Fake fan definitely confirmed. I'm gonna have to be keeping my eye on this idiot for a long time to come.
Hate on the Acolyte. You know, when it was airing, I tried to be level-headed and positive about it.
Meaning you were trying to lie to your audience and live in self-denial.
Was it the best show? No. I thought it was pretty mid. The writing was bad.
Oh,
I enjoyed
it's
parts
Sam
of it.
Max.
The lightsaber choreography was
Is
awesome.
that Sam Max?
The Stranger
Looks
was
like
awesome. It was cool to see Plagueis. I just didn't like any of the shit with the twins. It would have been better, I'm sure, if it continued. And now I'm pissed that we didn't get to see. It sounds like
you're pissed. Oh, boo-hoo. Hey, guess what, dude? I'm happy that it got discontinued. And I'll continue celebrating that for a long time to come. The New Rebellion. Welcome to the stream. Oh, God. Please allow people to make genuine criticisms instead of silencing dissenting opinions. How about instead I just gatekeep your butt and call it a day, man? Anyone who likes Disney Star Wars is a fake fan. Disney Star Wars is not real Star Wars. Real Star Wars is the 6 films in the expanded universe. Anyone who thinks otherwise is a fake Star Wars fan, plain and simple. No wonder this guy doesn't show his face on his X profile picture. This is why gatekeeping is necessary.
Going to come in the following storyline was better than whatever we got with the murder mystery that's not a mystery crap. And
it wasn't going to get better, dude. Stop lying to yourself.
I wish we got to see this. Really, that's what I'm trying to say. So anyway,
and if that's the case, again, you're a fake fan, man. A fake fan, and that's all you'll ever be. For as long as you continue to advocate for the death and destruction of real Star Wars, then the longer you'll continue to be mocked and humiliated and kept out of the fandom by those who truly do care. I think you know more about Disney Wars than actual EU after all the time you spent watching it. If you've seen any of my streams, you would know that's basically not the case, man. But of course you don't. You just came here to cry. I don't know why people like him continue to throw hopium after all these years, because that's all they have left. That is all they have left, because they don't want to go back and read the old stuff. They have to consume the new. They're consumers. They're like pigs. They eat the slop that the big corporations give them. That's all they got. But they don't it's getting to the point where even they cannot, most of them cannot argue against when something is really, really crappy. So they have hopium. They have to huff that hopium in order to, keep going. Disney Star Wars was made by and for the same people who bullied us for liking the prequels. No mercy for the fake fans. There's a ton from the EU. A ton of what? If it was 2005, one would have a good reason for getting excited for new Star Wars. Exactly, because back then you knew that Star Wars was going to be good. All right, next video. Oh boy. Okay, this one is a meat and potatoes. This one's going to be the main meat and potatoes of the stream, chat. Okay. Whoops. What the hell? Okay. Oh man, guys, strap yourselves in. Novels, comics, etc. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Guys like Retney need to read the room. There's no hype for Disney Star Wars. I'm not even convinced these guys leave their houses for anything. So that's why they don't have no people skill, no social skills. Okay. Dyad. No, not him yet. Not him yet. I've got at least 2 more videos, one of which I'll probably fast forward a little bit through. Fast forward for a little bit through. Here we go. Diane in the Force responding to Star Wars comments that are just wrong. How much are you guys willing to bet that all of these wrong comments are comments that in fact are actually spot on, right on the money? I read Death Star. That is a good book. I like that one.
Task. If you think that Star Wars is ruined, if you think that the lore has been broken, leave your comments on this video and we'll reply with another one of these videos.
Oh.
Yeah. Ask us.
Oh, this is going to be this is going to be an ongoing thing. Oh. Oh, you guys, I am going to have fun ripping into you. These people, authentic. Mike Cassius, welcome to the stream, my man. Diet and the Force are fake EU fans. The stream where I trolled J.I. Akob was about pushing the Jango and Boba aren't Mandalorian narrative from Filoni. Have they gotten fatter? I rarely see these guys, so they look the same to me, but it wouldn't surprise me. What'd they say? SWA? I have to know what they said. Hang on. I gotta see. I gotta see if I can find his. I gotta see. Check. Checking. Going to do a quick flip. Oh, found it. You are fake fans. Pablo Hidalgo is a traitor. Nah. Oh my God. They couldn't even bother to give you a proper response. Damn. Damn. If you can't stand these kind of guys, then why the hell are you fighting against me? All their responses are going to be passive-aggressive jabs that to pretend that they aren't triggered. Of course. They and Jacob don't deal with trolls well. None of the Shills seem to do. All right. We're jumping right in, chat.
In good faith, and we will happily answer in good faith.
I bet you guys are not.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Dyad in the Force, and welcome to the first edition.
Oh God, we have a Grogu doll in the background. Sound the alarms. Someone get that doll away from Element. Damn. Good faith, my ass. Oh man. Since when has a Disney show ever responded to anyone in good faith? Come on.
Of exposing Star Wars bot/chud comments. Now we get a lot of comments on our social channels and
Chuds? Guys, are we chuds? I'm going to say this channel is primarily made up of chads. We're chads. We're the chads of Star Wars. You are coping and seething. Oh, that is a great song.
we choose to spend our time entertaining the good faith comments and questions about lore, and we make our videos explaining the lore of Star Wars. But there are some comments.
You mean the fake Disney lore?
That we would rather not give the time of day.
It's fun to laugh at dumb people sometimes.
We are going to put them on blast. This is where we're going to read some comments that we get on
Shillington
our
Crew
socials
t-shirt.
and react to them, essentially. And the first one we have comes from
Saying chud unironically is the biggest sign of a dumbass.
Redo the sequels. I posted a reply to their posit that we were lying. They quoted me saying there is actual evidence in books and transcripts that show George Lucas in pitch meetings in 2013 discussing his outlines prior to the purchase. These are facts. That's what I said. They say, that's true. Lucas did discuss his outlines. However, Disney completely rejected them and they went and did their own thing.
Which they actually did do. Everybody knows that. Everybody does know that. Oh, because you and Dyad both respond the same way with little argument other than name calling and repetition. You give the Oh no, chat! I give the EU community a bad name by doing that. Like we're no better than they are. Hey, listen here, buddy. I'm not the one calling people Nazis on the regular. I actually do respond with actual evidence. Again, if you looked at my streams, you would know this. But oh my gosh, you called somebody a bad name. You hurt their fifis. The world ain't about feelings, kid. Get over it. Good Lord, man. Grow a pair of balls.
The quote-unquote lie is those things people tell that Lucas had planned for Luke or other characters, which is not true. Lucas never intended for Luke Skywalker to be a loser or a failure.
Wrong. What's funny is that...
Wow, they're already responding in bad faith. Have you ever sent death threats or false copyright struck to someone? No, I have not. I have not. I have never threatened anyone's life. And no, I have never falsely copyright struck anyone. Nor would I ever do so. Already, that makes me far better than pretty much every Disney shill out there.
George Lucas intended for Luke to be even more of a failure, even more dejected. He wanted him to be like Colonel Kurtz from Apocalypse Now. Those are George Lucas's words. And
can you produce any evidence of this? Evidence, man. We need evidence.
That's way more broken than what we got.
And I hit a ad almost immediately. This is going to be fun. What the hell am I watching right now? The guy on the right looks like a Netflix version of Theory. Maybe if you shave the... Does he have a goatee? Or is that his second chin? I can't tell if that's a goatee or a second chin, chat. Holy lisp, Batman. Therefore, you are actually better than sexplaining KKK Katarn. Exactly.
And luckily enough, I have the evidence right here. Fascinating fact.
Oh, you're Pablo Hidalgo. Pablo Hidalgo wrote that. When was that published? When was that?
Yeah, and luckily enough, I have the evidence right here.
Let me double check. When was that published? When was Star Wars Fascinating Facts published? 2020. Okay. Nothing in that book can actually be taken seriously. It is a Disney. I mean, to be fair, Ray on the cover, which should have been a giveaway. Nothing in this book can be trusted. I understand what you mean, but I think it would reflect better on us if we often engaged our argument and let the truth of the EU superiority prevail in a calm manner. What do you think we do, you dumbass? And on top of that, we would engage with their arguments if they had any arguments to engage with. They really don't have any. It's just the same talking points over and over and over again that have already long been debunked. I don't know what to say.
Fascinating facts. Years before The Last Jedi began development, the treatment left behind by George Lucas in 2012 also had Episode 8 be the one wherein Luke Skywalker would die. Although Luke Skywalker only barely appears in The Force Awakens, the concept artists had a lot to imagine based on the fragments of the story they were hearing as it developed. Rey was on a mission to seek out Luke Skywalker.
So they heard. None of this is confirmation of what was in the damn, what was in the actual darn outline. My point exact. You don't even really have much of a point, dude. These guys don't have an argument to begin with. That's a fake book, not factual book. Exactly. Except Disney Star Wars has no bangers at all, Misery. That's what you refuse to understand.
Who had disappeared. As described by George Lucas, Rey is like Willard going upriver seeking out Colonel Kurtz, an allusion to Apocalypse Now. The story had Rey find Luke on a Jedi Temple planet, but he is a recluse, withdrawn into a very dark space, and needs to be drawn back from despair. Lucas approved one striking piece by Christian Altsman that embodied this incarnation of Luke. So there you go, straight from the source, straight from a book. George Lucas,
straight from a fake Disney book. And on top of that, it's like none of that really confirms anything about what was said, dude. Ellen is already getting out of breath. I find it such a shame that Pablo Hidalgo has the same surname as a Mexican national hero. Ouch.
Was discussing these plans in these development meetings, and he was discussing his outlines, and they were using some of it. Now, did they use all of it? No.
They use pretty much none of it.
A lot of the information from The Ride of a Lifetime from Iger, who says that he feels George Lucas would feel betrayed. But we never see George Lucas.
No, he said George felt betrayed. He never said that George would feel betrayed, man. Just commented under Kylo Ren video, waiting for their response. Let me know how that goes.
Saying that.
What's funny is, I know that book, I want to say that book came out in 2022, something like that. We've actually known about this for much longer. And the problem is a lot of people are not following the Star Wars information as it's coming out. I knew that Altsman was working on it, and I was following him on Instagram, and he posted that picture years and years ago because he was so happy that George Lucas himself approved that picture. George Lucas specifically approved that one, and also he did a piece that showed the original Jedi Temple, and those are two images that George Lucas approved. Now,
okay, but the thing is, Luke's at a Jedi Temple. He didn't abandon. It doesn't look like he would have abandoned the Jedi. He didn't abandon the Jedi. If he abandoned the Jedi, why is he at this Jedi Temple? We can tell George was betrayed when he called him the white savior. Ha! Captain Thievius, welcome to the stream, my guy. These two soy boys will unironically believe everything JJJ says about Spider-Man. Choco, you refuse to follow the fact that The Rise of Skywalker grossed less than half of what Force Awakens made.
Now, there are certain things that they went off in a different direction with, but we know a lot of what he was originally going to do, and it involved Darth Talon, and she manipulated his student, which would be Jedi Killer, who becomes Kylo Ren, and then that guy destroys the school, and then Luke becomes a recluse and runs away. Yeah, this is all stuff we know.
Essentially, George Lucas.
You do know that these were outlines and not finished scripts, right? Things were subject to change. And had George stayed on, I'm confident that I'm actually really confident that that it would have been done a lot better and would have respected Luke as a character.
His outline served as a toy chest for them to kind of pull from in terms of high level concepts. Of course, they didn't like take it verbatim and do it like page for page, word for word, but a lot of his stuff is in the sequel trilogy. With that said, The Last Jedi being
A lot of his stuff isn't. Those movies don't even follow his philosophy. The Last Jedi especially.
the closest to his outlines. This comment comes from Greg Fenton, who commented on our video on John Boyega's comments about how he'd do the sequel trilogy. It says, it's funny watching Shills find out their heroes disagree with them. Saying Luke in The Last Jedi is the most Jedi thing ever just shows you have no idea what a Jedi is.
Oh, let's see how they argue about how Luke acts in The Last Jedi. Here we go.
And no, sweetie, I've done Kubodo and Kendo, and bow and sword are completely different. It's like saying,
oh my gosh, do you mean to tell me that Dyad in the Force thinks that Rey's skill with a bow staff translates to her being able to easily use a lightsaber? Are you kidding me? They're not even the same kind of weapon. That's like saying Donatello can magically use Leonardo's katana, even though he specializes in the damn bow staff. EA Battlefront 2 also don't suck. It's still fun. Hey, Solar Voludun, can you get him out of here? Put Misery in the timeout chair. I got to get more moderators. I need somebody more active.
if you play guitar, you can play piano. Rey did just pick up a lightsaber and know how to use it. Same with the Force, blaster, and ship. And I'm glad you ended with a ship, because that's exactly how Anakin was able to fly the ship.
Oh, okay. Oh my god. If Rey is a Mary Sue, then Anakin and Luke are Gary Stu's argument. I have not heard this in a while, but here's the thing. Anakin's not even flying the ship for a vast majority of the battle. He's on autopilot the entire time. And R2-D2 is there too. And we know that astromech droids can fly ships themselves. So right there, it should already tell you, if you use common sense, something that Disney Shields sorely lack, you could be able to piece together Anakin being able to fly an N1 Starfighter, if I'm remembering correctly. I think I just had another brain fart. Their own arguments fail internally, and yet ours don't. So stop complaining. Max Zoro's lightsaber video that trolled you, Brandon, even explains why the skill with staff equals lightsaber skill argument don't work. Typical shill response. Justify problem with the sequel trilogy by bashing the OT or PT. How can Rey fly complex maneuvers with no training? I don't care if she knew the terrain or not. I saw somebody do a video talking about the Rise of Palpatine visual dictionary, and they tried to explain that away by her flying, being able to do flight simulators aboard crashed Star Destroyers, which not only does that make no sense, but also is, again, in supplementary material, not in the movie itself. So it's not even a good explanation. How can she swim when she was raised in a desert?
That's exactly how Luke was able to fly the ship.
They literally indicate that Luke is a great pilot. Chances are and X-Wings don't even look like And X-Wings don't even look that complicated to fly. The whole idea is that Luke constantly says throughout the movie about how great a pilot he is, and the movie finally gets to showcase that is not just all talk. He actually can walk the walk as being a good pilot. Luke was training to go to the academy. Exactly. The flight simulator thing is crazy. Like saying because you played Call of Duty means you can fly in war. That's funny. I can't wait till I read New Jedi Order. Hey, if you are part of my Discord, you can share your experience as you go along. I still have to read the rest of it. I've only read Vector Prime, the first one. Also, he didn't stop Vader at first like Rey did to Kylo.
But to go back to the first part, it's funny watching Shills find out their heroes disagree with them. John Boyega is no hero of mine.
Gee, I wonder why. Maybe he said something that upset you.
That's why I laughed so hard because, like, Luke Skywalker is a hero of mine, and
Yes.
he's
Clearly he isn't if you like what happened to him in The Last Jedi. Also, what the hell? I chose a great frame to pause on. Look at that expression, chat.
said that he fundamentally disagreed, but having seen the film, he was wrong.
I've had trouble accepting what he saw for Luke. But again, I mean, I have to say, having seen the movie, I was wrong.
You saying that you fundamentally
Him? Oh, great. Mark Hamill bent the knee. Great. Just bloody freaking great. Ah, who am I kidding? Nobody takes him seriously anymore.
disagreed with Ryan Johnson.
I regret saying that out loud. And I said it before I saw the whole movie put together. It
Oh, good Lord. This is just embarrassing.
prejudices people in a way that's unfair because people that are unhappy with the movie, will cite that and say, see Hamill
even
hated
Luke
it too.
himself.
Yeah, it's got to move on. I mean, I do like the unexpected, and that was certainly unexpected. And even though it's hard, when you're pushed out of your
Oh, good. I cannot believe. I believe Mark Hamill he has lost it. Like, that's just an objective fact. To not believe it is just to be in denial, actually. It honestly kind of hurts. Disney told him to shut up. Needs that paycheck. Hamill wanted to have it both ways. He wanted to crap on The Last Jedi, but still wanted to get paid. No integrity whatsoever. Ugh. I hate Hollywood red tape.
comfort zone, that's probably a good sign because that's not
He's not.
I can't take
Boyega,
any more of his
my
garbage.
hero, and
something that everyone had expected, and
that's cool. John Boyega, we have different opinions, and that's our opinion. We can the original trilogy, and he was
None of us on this side ever try to use actors' quotes to justify our own opinions. It's always that side of the fence that needs to say, even Mark Hamill said.
Oh, that side of the fandom. I see. They're aware that people like myself exist. But they don't want to confront us face to face now, do they? Hamill is #unhinged. They, of course, won't show him breaking down and crying on set. Reminded me of Ian McKellen crying on the set of The Hobbit. Oh, did Mark Hamill actually break down and cry on set? You gotta show me that. You have to show me that. There's no way he did that. Nice projection, twat waffle.
Or Sam Witwer said.
Nobody takes Sam Witwer seriously. He's another paid stooge.
Every time we hear this stuff, especially as content creators, we say they're entitled to their own opinion. We disagree with them. And it's just,
Yet this entire video of yours is you punching down on people who have different opinions than you. I mean, at least with me, the idea is to preserve the integrity of this fandom and all fandoms. Damn Star Wars hating cowards. Sam Witwer is indeed a Filoni faithful.
simple as that. The second part of this is saying Luke in The Last Jedi is the most Jedi thing ever just shows you have no idea what a Jedi is. That sentence shows you they don't know what a Jedi is. Because what is the first thing that Yoda says to Luke when he's training him?
Much anger in him. A Jedi must have the deepest commitment, the most serious mind. Adventure, excitement. A Jedi craves not these things.
A Jedi craves not these things.
A Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never for attack.
But tell me why I can't.
No, there is no why.
A Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never for attack.
He also says,
I'm looking for a great warrior.
Ah! Great warrior. Ah! Force not make one great.
If we apply all of these sayings to what Luke does in The Last
Oh my
Jedi,
God.
he shows up, he saves the Resistance by buying them time to escape through the mines, and does not lift a finger in terms of being violent.
It would not have been in attack. It would have been in defense if he had actually hauled his ass off of that planet and went over there to go help the Resistance. It would have been in defense. A Jedi, remember, and again, remember when Luke beat Vader in a fight. And that justifies Luke trying to kill his nephew in his sleep? That's not very Jedi-like. Exactly. You cannot, explain away what he did there. You cannot justify it. None of what Luke does is even remotely in his character or what a Jedi would do. A Jedi would not turn their back on a galaxy that's thrown into chaos. The Jedi would do whatever it takes to protect the innocent. It's all in defense. Luke would defend people to survive the First Order. Jedi duty is to protect life. Cannibal, thank you. Exactly. Jake Skywalker doesn't do that. You guys actually do not know what a Jedi is.
He doesn't brandish his lightsaber towards anyone. It's all a projection and it's all a ruse. And it allows the Resistance to escape.
what's more is he inspires the galaxy in the end of that movie.
By being a coward. It's one of the dumbest things ever.
They send out a call and no one came. That was a big deal. No one came at all. But Luke comes in and does what he does. And then at the end, we see even children are recreating this legendary moment with Luke Skywalker with their toys. A little kid, Timothy Blagg, walks out there with his broom, pretending to be Luke and looking up at the stars, wanting to go out and be a hero. Rise of Skywalker. The next time they call out for help,
Oh my god. Are you actually seriously going to use the Rise of Palpatine to defend what happens in that? No, he doesn't. Luke was the one who... Lando was the one who built that fleet into Rise of Skywalker. Oh man, the guys can't even keep track of the Disney trilogy they're trying to defend. Luke redeems his dad, the second most evil man in the galaxy, but he can't be bothered to sit down and talk to his nephew? That's good.
the entire goddamn galaxy shows up. That was Luke's inspiration. That's absolutely like if
Again, Lore Master Chris literally just reminded me that Lando was the one who put that together.
you don't think that's the most Jedi thing, then I can't help you, dude.
This is why we're exposing
We can't help you.
these comments.
It's so
You're exposing these comments, but these comments only showcase how dumb you are, because these people are actually smart and have common sense. I'm hoping that one of my chat shows up in your next video. Because if that happens, I will be there to cover it. I will make it a point to cover it. Why weren't the kids doing that after Luke defeated the Empire in the original trilogy? Are we just supposed to pretend the original trilogy doesn't exist? These two are the flat earthers of the fan base. They expect people to take their lunacy seriously. That's basically a dime a dozen with these shills. They all expect people to take their lunacy seriously. Sam hate is not cool at all. I'm not hating. I'm just saying the facts, man. If you can't handle that, you're free to leave. Nobody's forcing you to stay here.
So dumb.
So, okay, they go on to say in a very condescending tone, "No, sweetie, I've done Kubodo," which I assume they mean Kobudo and Kendo. A bow
Kubodo, I mean, either that's a typo or you just pronounced it wrong.
and a sword are completely different. It's like saying if you play guitar, you can play piano. Lucky for you, I have a video of me playing the piano.
Badly, it seems. Good Lord, what is this tune? Guys, my ears are bleeding.
No training. I've never had any piano training.
It shows. It really shows. Also, Luke Step doesn't Encanto bite seriously. Slavery. That's funny.
I play the guitar. Chaco plays the guitar. I bet if you give us a video of someone playing some sort of riff on the piano, we can replicate it. These are all transferable skills.
How, though? You play a tune on the piano, but you have to do it a completely different way on the guitar. You had to learn two different ways to use a bow staff and a guitar. What the person was meaning to say in that comment, that, again, you basically are kind of dodging the question here, is that learning the piano doesn't mean you magically know how to play the guitar. Knowing how to play the piano does not mean you can pick up a guitar and start shredding it like Slash. That's just impossible. Now he should play a full composure with complicated notes and see how well he does. I don't know if I could stand the ear bleed. I have piano training. I can do better than that. Again, this completely flew over their heads, which, I mean, frankly, is anyone here surprised?
It's so preposterous. Like, yeah. Well, I mean, by the way, the commenter is right in the fact that a bow staff and a sword don't act the same way. Not
okay. Thank you, Choco, for having one functioning brain cell.
every skill is going to be transferable, but a lot of them are going to be transferable. Not
if it was a double-bladed lightsaber, it's still a bit of a reach, but I suppose I could see that happening. This is a single-bladed lightsaber. It's a sword, a laser sword. It's not the same as a bow staff. A sword's blade has mass. A lightsaber's blade doesn't. He just debunked his friend. Luke didn't train for decades. Give me a sec to look that up. Only 2.5 years passed. Luke didn't train for decades. Sorry, dude. Lightsabers are incredibly hard to use for the uninitiated. We can see Han struggling with it in Empire Strikes Back. Oh, okay. You're referring to when he became Grandmaster. Okay. Sorry about that, Casual Chris. And Luke still lost the first time.
to mention the physical fitness that goes into it, the awareness of your opponent and how they move and how you protect their attacks. Also, there's no reason to believe like that she had never picked up anything resembling a shorter weapon than a staff.
But there's nothing in the movie to convey this fact, dude. Show, don't tell.
Right? So we see Finn pick up a lightsaber and he begins to fight against that stormtrooper. Any reasonable person says, well, he's had stormtrooper training. He's probably trained in melee combat. And so it makes sense. No one's complaining about these things. But like you see someone proficient in melee combat and you assume this is the only weapon.
Also, what the hell is up with your camera? You're blurring. Come on, man. It's driving me nuts. A bow staff is not the same as a double-bladed lightsaber. Bow staffs would be easier to wield by comparison. Okay, my bad. I made a bad comparison. Well, there was never any proof Rey didn't fly a unicorn on jackets. Well, he happened to. Rey beating Kylo doesn't benefit either of their characters from a basic storytelling standpoint. If anything, it doesn't benefit them, but it makes them actively worse.
She's ever picked up. Not only that, lightsaber doesn't function like a sword.
Yeah.
Like the most important thing with a sword is going to be your edge discipline. You don't have to do that with a lightsaber. All strikes are cuts.
Yeah, I also wanted to lean in on
Okay, but you also have to make sure not to cut yourself in the process, you dumbass.
this Kobudo and Kendo. Of course, none of that is going to really help you with a lightsaber because Kendo is a very specific art. So
Oh my gosh, dude. He was referring to this idea that two different ways of wielding a weapon will not have each skill transfer. Why? What's going on? Is Mecha okay? Is Mecha genuinely okay? If something's bad, tell me. I need to know. And what is she swinging and training at in a desert? What would she even be training for, to be honest?
is Kobudo. But as someone who has training in Kali Kali or Eskrima, that stuff
You look like you need training in getting off of that chair of yours, man.
transfers brilliantly to lightsaber because just like a stick, every side of it is lethal, as well as leaning on my training in Eskrima, I can use the bow. Can I use it like a Kobudo student or practitioner? Probably not, but I can use it effectively in a fight. These are all skills.
I would love to see that happen. You're going to probably be like that one. Shoot, I can't look at. I can't. Oh, no. He can't be, right? Please tell me he's okay. I have to know if he's okay. Give me a quick second. What was that echo? Give me a second. I'm muting my mic. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. That is. Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, keep Mecha G75 in your prayers, please. I'm begging you. Just do what you can, man. Just do what you can. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord, you guys are. Okay. Guys, please. I really. Oh my God. Oh my god. What account's gone? Did he leave the? Did, oh my god. Did he terminate YouTube? I genuinely am starting to feel I'm honestly scared, guys. We'll need to take a quick break from this for a second. Okay. I'm reaching out. I'm talking to him on Twitter. He says he says he needs space. He says he needs space, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. I think he's okay. I think he'll be okay. I'm praying that he's going to be okay. I'm sorry for the heavy atmosphere, guys. I had no idea. I'm genuinely concerned for him. I can't imagine that ever happen. I don't want that to happen to someone that I genuinely consider a very good friend. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers, chat, please. Very much. Okay, everyone. Please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you, Captain Thievius. Lore Master Chris. Everyone, somebody in the chat, please catch him up. Bring him up to speed. Let's press on, shall we?
Skills that transfer. I am a guitarist, but I use my skills with the guitar for dexterity, for being able to hold a tune, and being able to recognize the shapes that I need to make to play certain riffs on a piano. Now, I'm not a piano player. I can't play all songs, or I can't sight read and play for you like everything.
You can't play, period, man.
But we're not making the argument that Rey should be a master at the lightsaber because she uses the bow.
Okay, she shouldn't be able to wield a lightsaber competently then. She shouldn't have been able to beat Kylo Ren in their first lightsaber duel. She just simply shouldn't. Okay. Okay.
arguing that what they show in The Last Jedi.
Uber Eats knows you crave Crunchwrap Supremes with.
I hate ads.
Training with the bow, and then picking up the lightsaber and looking at both and trying to do a one-to-one connection, and then trying to replicate the strikes, except using the lightsaber. That's what we're arguing. These are transferable skills.
They are not.
Knows how to vector. She knows how to choose angles. She fails and cuts the rock and, disturbs the lanai, but she's never been shown to be a master. The moment
then she shouldn't have been able to beat Kylo Ren in their first duel. If the lore was consistent with the rest of the series, Rey would not be able to use a lightsaber properly, period, without any kind of training. That's good. I saw the Discord messages. I hope nothing bad happens. Keep Mecca in your thoughts and prayers, everyone.
Picks up the lightsaber, she is fumbling around. She is just doing the most basic strikes, and she's being driven back to the cliff, literally, by Kylo Ren. The moment that she does good is a combination of two factors. Number one is she taps into the Force, the same way Anakin taps into the Force using Jedi reflexes for pod racing and for being a pilot. And this
because he was super powerful in the Force. He was literally conceived by midichlorians, okay? Come on, man. Keep up.
Same way that Luke uses the Force to aid him in his senses, firing a torpedo into the Death Star. Now,
which Obi-Wan had already given him basic training on how to do. We see that in an earlier scene.
The second compounding factor is that Kylo Ren is injured. He's been banging on that injury. He's been trying to sustain himself with the pain. At the end of the day, the Force is only as good as the stamina you have to...
Kylo Ren was trained by Luke Skywalker and later Snoke. There is no way Rey would have been able to win. She's dead before the fight even really happens.
Use it.
So basically, the commoner just doesn't know ball.
You guys don't know ball.
And there's this, and I know people use media literacy a lot, but if you watch the movie and you see people being obliterated by this Wookiee bowcaster, and you see someone get shot in the stomach, you should understand that they're not bringing their A game to that fight, you know. And so like I just don't understand the mental gymnastics that these people have to go through in order to make a complaint. Like,
I don't understand how you guys can go for the mental gymnastics of being able to justify some of the 3 of the worst movies ever made to cinema.
oh, is she the perfect fighter with a light? No, he is dog walking her for 99% of that entire fight. All she was able to do was just not die until he ran out of juice.
Which is, again, insanely retarded logic.
That's literally all she had to do. People would try to make it sound like she picked up a lightsaber and then was an absolute professional. And in fact,
Dave Filoni seems to think so.
she actually never fights on the same level as Kylo Ren the entire trilogy. In her trilogy,
Okay, then how the hell does she manage to beat him all 3 times?
she's the weakest Force user in her own trilogy.
I mean, she gets driven back in the first movie and uses the Force to push back an injured Kylo Ren. In the second movie, she is fighting with Kylo Ren in the throne room and fights only 2 of those guards and gets hit by one of them. And she needs help. And she needs help with the other one. Kylo Ren's fighting all of them by himself. And then the last one, when she has the most training, she loses to Kylo Ren. And this is why...
After she healed him because she stabbed him. Kylo is a trained warrior and Rey isn't. Plus, Kylo is a man who is taller than Rey and stronger than Rey. She somehow beats him in the first movie. Make it make sense. But yet Rey automatically got the upper hand on Kylo.
We often fall back on there are some internalized misogynistic reasons why you would...
Oh, misogyny, of course. That's the answer, isn't it?
Focus on this stuff, because at no point is she shown to be proficient with the lightsaber. You just saw someone being a little bit good and projected that they were making the other man look bad.
No. What we're saying is it shouldn't be based on what is established in the prior movies. Rey should not have been able to wield a lightsaber that easily. She should have not been able to defeat Kylo Ren, but she's able to. It's utter madness. Misogyny. Toxic masculinity. She magically makes it a dagger disappear into Last Jedi. Oh, don't get me started on how bad that throne room fight scene is.
There's at no point that she's really proficient in anything.
I would say lifting rocks, but
that's good. That's true.
It's a low bar at that point. They did go back and forth with Chaco, so I will expose one more comment from this person. They say,
I think we'll cap it there for these 2 idiots. I don't think I can take any more of their idiocy. All right. Let's see. I think I'll go with if double AA is still here. This one's for you, buddy. A guy that loves fake Star Wars. What did he say? Oh, no.
One of the biggest questions.
Oh, no. Okay, this and one other video is going to be the one. This is going to be the one I have to take care of.
Questions in Star Wars was just answered.
Thank you.
The connection between the
No Star Wars fan has ever actually said that.
Stranger and the Knights of Ren was just confirmed by Leslie Headland. And what this might mean for a possible future for this character in live action will blow your mind. Because this news might
Oh, it blew my mind, all right. Blew my mind with how stupid this is. Oh, good Lord, he's going to try and... I don't want to do
us
this.
getting more of the Stranger. Probably not in an Acolyte season
Thank you, Double A. You get to see me suffer.
2, but possibly in a Darth Plagueis show.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, please. No, do not make a Darth Plagueis show. Oh, guys, we got a twofer. We got a Baby Yoda Funko Pop, and we got a Baby Yoda hoodie. We got a twofer here. We got a twofer. Damn.
Okay, before you go, Mike, that's absolutely insane. That's never going to happen. Hear me out, because this confirmation of who the Stranger really is will not only allow a continuation of his story, but in a really crazy way, it might actually help this Hunt for Ben Solo movie get made. All right.
Oh, my. Disney canned it. Disney shot down Disney shot down that movie. It's never going to happen. That is my sentiments exactly. I want to help people no matter how much I can. Because I got one thing to show you guys right after my final video for the stream.
I know this all sounds crazy, but bear with me. Let's start with what Leslie Headland just confirmed. The Acolyte ended over a year ago. And although the final episode left us with a ton of cliffhangers with the
and you've still been crying about it ever since.
Possibility of a second season. However, just a few short weeks after that finale ended, the hopes and dreams of an Acolyte season 2 were destroyed. The cancellation of the
and real Star Wars fans everywhere rejoiced.
Acolyte season 2 still hurts me to this day. However,
he's still triggered. He's still triggered about it, chat. That's funny.
That's not at all what we're here to talk about. Because one of the biggest questions from the Acolyte that just got answered was at the end of episode 5. After one of the greatest lightsaber duels in all of Star Wars,
oh my gosh. You did not just say that, man. Like, this is not anywhere close to Duel of the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader from A New Hope is better than any lightsaber fight. Any lightsaber fight from the Disney Star Wars. Are you planning to see the video I showed you when this video is? No, unfortunately not. I'm sorry. Are you serious? He ranked it at number 2? What's number 1 in his opinion? Chat, at Misery is a... Ooh, okay, I see. Oh, trying to push that narrative from before the episode came out.
You can hear Kylo Ren's theme as the Stranger walks towards Osha. Take a listen.
We are.
Wireless plus home internet equals a free.
I'm gonna have to skip that scene so I don't get copyright claimed. Skip.
Star Wars fans lost their minds. Coming up.
Then why was nobody talking about it, man? Anakin versus Obi-Wan Mustafar. Okay, at least the prequel fight topped it. Still stupid. It's Anakin and Obi-Wan on Mustafar. No, it's you! Oh, no, it's you all, not me! You! Mommy! Brandon the Awesome is streaming! Grow a pair of balls, Misery. Again, leave the stream. If you don't like what you see, stop lurking. Crybaby getting triggered.
some crazy theories, the biggest one being that the Stranger, or Chimere, would eventually be the first ever member of the Knights of Ren. And now that crazy fan theory was just confirmed by the showrunner. As we just learned from the Art of the Acolyte book, as Leslie Headland told us,
which hasn't come out yet.
This. It was in the design of the character, as well as knowing that we were going to introduce Darth Plagueis.
I've already seen like most of this. I'm gonna jump to when this happened.
Let's talk about how this affects the hunt for Ben Solo. So if you've been living under a rock for the last week, then you don't know,
like you
know that Adam Driver recently came out and said that there was a Hunt for Ben Solo movie. It was in development for over 2 years, with Oscar-winning director Steven Soderbergh attached. When Driver and Soderbergh pitched it to Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, and Carrie Beck all loved it. They paid $3 million to get a full script made, and that script was...
Of course they loved it. They're fake Star Wars fans.
...written completely. They were ready to shoot. And when they took this entire pitch and brought it through Disney to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman, they said no, saying that they didn't think...
Probably the smartest decision they made all year.
...that Ben Solo could still be alive after he died at the end of Rise of Skywalker.
Ironic.
So after over 2 years of work on a project that Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, Carrie Beck, Adam Driver, Steven Soderbergh all loved, it was gone. And until 7 days ago, when Adam Driver revealed all this information to the fans, this movie was dead until he gave it to the fans. Recently, you've seen planes flying around Disney.
Oh God, this authentic garbage. This is hilarious. You're on that opposite side to that just crying moan. Oh, chat. So how is it he know what in the book if the book hasn't come out? Apparently one of the pages, I guess, got leaked or was released to the public early.
These studios with a banner that says save #the hunt for Ben Solo, or even Star Wars fans getting together over $10,000 to put a billboard on Times Square that says no one's ever truly gone. Hope.
You know, my dad said this to me when I relayed this news to him. If you want a Han Solo, if you want this kind of movie so badly, why not just use all this money that you're wasting on these billboards and crap and just make your own movie? Like, why don't you just do that instead? Like, why not just take that money and make a fan film of it?
Lives, Ben Solo's alive, #the hunt for Ben Solo. There's even posters being put up all across America right now, outside of Disneyland, outside of
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? What? Oh my God. This is even worse than what happened with the Acolyte, chat. The Shills are tearing themselves apart.
Studios that are like missing dog posters, but instead of a dog, it's Ben Solo. And although all that is awesome, and I really hope this Hunt for Ben Solo movie actually happens, it proves
it won't.
That Star Wars fans have a ton of power, and we can use it for good. So
that's what people like myself are doing. But you guys couldn't even get an Acolyte Season 2 to happen. How authentic is that?
Of course, give me some #hunt for Ben Solos, #Ben Solo lives in the comments below. But I'm sure you're screaming, Mike, how the hell does the Hunt for Ben Solo connect to the Stranger in the Acolyte? Okay, I'll get to it. I just
You were right. You were totally right, Double A. I was going to get a kick out of this. Rumored to be in the world between worlds. He faded away into nothing. Like, what is the world between worlds? Like, what? Is that where people go to die?
Mentioned a few very important details. While the Hunt for Ben Solo was being made over the course of 2 years, Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni both loved it. During this time, 2 shows were being created that I think were set to connect to this Hunt for Ben Solo movie. One being the Ahsoka series, where they introduced to live action The World Between Worlds and gave us the perfect explanation for how Ben Solo could survive. We could see...
Which they didn't.
him get pulled into the world between worlds by his former master Luke Skywalker, give him one last lesson and bring him back to life. But the other project...
That sounds retarded as all hell. I honestly found those Ben Solo missing posters to be hilarious. Can we put up posters that say missing, good entertainment, last seen, God knows when?
Was The Acolyte, a project that takes place about 90 years before The Phantom Menace, and yet it's heavily connected to something that takes place after the sequel trilogy. Yeah, that's right. Because although the Knights of Ren die in The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of the hunt for Ben Solo would be flashbacks. It would be a lesson going back in time, just like Ahsoka and Anakin in The World Between Worlds go back to the Clone Wars.
Does this sound like Star Wars to you guys? Because this sounds like nothing out of the expanded universe.
This would allow us to see how Ben Solo got in touch with the Knights of Ren, how he became their leader, and all things Knights of Ren being explained. Possibly even mentioning or physically seeing the Stranger and explaining how he was the first ever Knight of Ren and how badass of a character he was. So at the same time they were developing...
I can name at least 100 different villains from the expanded universe that are more badass than Queer Mirror. There were no flashbacks in Star Wars.
Helping the hunt for Ben Solo, they created the Acolyte series. And in episode 5, they put this at the end.
We are.
Visa's fraud protection helps keep your purchases safe from scammers.
Show. And Acolyte Season 2, as much as I would love it, I know is likely to never happen. The fact
So shut up about it.
the first season before its first episode even dropped had a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, that alone just tells you that if they ever announced an Acolyte Season 2, it would get so much hate. And I understand that. So whether you like the show or you...
This guy has banned me from his chats and comments. Oh my gosh. That's funny right there. That is hilarious.
You don't, it doesn't really matter. You're probably never going to get a second season. But that doesn't mean that the stories of these characters, of Vanestra Rowe, the Stranger, Osha, have to end. It doesn't mean that the first time we ever see Plagueis in live action in this one very short scene has to be the last. For well over a decade, Star Wars fans have been begging for two specific projects: a young Palpatine show and a Darth Plagueis show.
And people immediately took those requests back as soon as they realized that Disney doesn't give a crap about Star Wars.
Instead of announcing the Acolyte Season 2 and getting the insane amount of backlash from the Star Wars fandom, Lucasfilm could announce a Plagueis show. Get all of the hype,
which would still get a bunch of, backlash because nobody would ever want that to happen.
From the Star Wars fans who've been waiting for this for years. And for those Acolyte fans, you can finish off the story. You could even have an epic lightsaber duel between Plagueis and the Stranger. It would
oh my god. I don't think I can take any more of this. That he's still going on about wanting the story of the Acolyte to finish. This is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. I think Disney would utterly butcher Plagueis if they ever did a show. They already did. They threw him into the wrong time period. And of course, the books are better. No! Joshy Boy 2.0. All right, chat. One last video. And then we're going to wrap things up with something a little new. Something a little new, a little fresh. A little fresh. Okay, I actually am... Have you ever heard the tragedy of Mother Plagueis the Queer? Of course he does. Dude has something seriously wrong with him. Okay. I know I got some flack on this, but this I need to cover. I need to cover. Quinlan Voss, my thoughts on the Star Wars Legends banner. because this presents a narrative that I've been wanting to debunk for a while, and I plan on making a video about it sometime later in the near future. So let's get on with it.
The Legends banner is a somewhat hotly contested topic. A lot of people hate it, but then there's some who point out that there could be some good aspects to having a unified banner. I've talked about the Legends banner and my thoughts on it, my ever-evolving, changing stance on the Legends banner on stream several times, but I realized I hadn't done a concerted video talking about my thoughts on the Legends banner. I've talked about it a lot in the Discords, a lot on various messages, but I hadn't talked about it for those of you who don't know, the Star Wars Expanded Universe, Star Wars, the Disney Star Wars canon was going to have just the Star Wars logo, and the Expanded Universe would now be rebranded as Legends. These stories didn't happen. These stories aren't part of the current canon, so they are Legends. They they never happened. They are kind of
and the real fans and the real fans cried out in agony. Legends! I love Legends! Okay, so that's how you spell love. Okay, got it. As soon as he has that long hair, I think any type of credibility he may have is gone.
An alternate continuity. They are legend. And to signify this, there you have this ugly yellow banner that stretches around the top to the spine of all reprinted Star Wars novels, as well as being on Epic Collections as well.
Yeah, it got even worse with how they redid the covers. Some of the covers got brand new art, and it looks horrible.
So this yellow banner with black text, Legends banner.
It's blue.
It's just kind of yucky looking. And so from 2015 and onwards, all Star Wars books that are part of the expanding universe were going to be resold, repackaged with the Legends banner. And the fandom wasn't too receptive of that. I think that it wouldn't be a controversial thing to say. The expanding universe fans didn't initially like or take to the Legends banner.
We still don't, as real Star Wars fans.
Our stories are halted and now they're being repackaged as non-canon. It was kind of a situation that was not enjoyed by the Legends fans, by the expanding universe fans. And I fell into that camp at the beginning. I fell into that camp.
At first, he had common sense. But wait until you hear what he says. The thing that basically made me stop taking this guy seriously and made me vow to call him out one day. That day has come.
And that camp was sort of an animosity, an anti-Legends banner. Now, it is true that I like to have the majority of my books when I can without the Legends banner. So you'll see, like, I'm very proud of my Legacy of the Force, Fate of the Jedi, New Jedi Order, completely Legends bannerless, not a Legends banner in sight. I like to have the original copy.
My dad has New Jedi Order, Fate of the Jedi, and Legacy of the Force all without that banner. I was lucky.
Whenever I can to avoid that ugly kind of yellow banner across the top of the books. And so I was definitely anti-Legends banner when I came into the fandom in 2017. When I found out what it was, I would try to avoid it. I didn't want to get the Legends banner version. And when I accidentally purchased a Legends banner copy, I'd eventually find a way to replace it with a non-Legends banner copy, with an original copy. Because the yellow banner, the black text, all of it didn't look very right. And beyond that, I think that a lot of the reasoning for people why they didn't like it has to deal with a feeling of disrespect. It feels a little bit like we've been kind of stiffed. Like we've...
It also has to do with the fact that the banner looks horrendously ugly. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall.
Gotten the raw end of the deal here. Our stories are gone, and now you're kind of demeaning them by branding them as legend, as legends, as myth, as something that didn't happen. And I think a lot of us felt quite salty about that. Felt quite venomous towards the Legends banner and everything it represented. It just came at a very divisive time in the fandom, so it was a symbol that some of us could collectively like take our rage out on. Oh, that ugly Legends banner, right? So I didn't really like it for the psychological reasoning for how demeaning it felt to just slap that banner onto it. I didn't like it for it looks kind of ugly. And so I had this very opposed stance for many years.
But
when I came into the fandom, but that position's changed because while I love the Expanded Universe name, I call it the Expanded Universe most of the time.
Not anymore, you don't. I checked your latest videos. You call it Wedgens now. If it's ugly, then why get the books with Wedgens label?
I only call it Legends when I think that a more broader, more casual, more mainstream person I'm talking to would like refer to it as Legends first. Like,
there you go, chat. He actively calls it Wedgens. He calls it Wedgens. He tries to justify calling it Wedgens.
That's the only time when I'd refer to it as Legends. I'd refer to it as the EU, as the Expanding Universe. I love that name. But as much as I love that name, it's not really a name that feels bankable.
Except it was. The name, it literally has a label. He means the fake fans for their fans.
In some ways, Legends, that simple name, that simple title, feels like a much more appealing to corporate sort of name.
Which is why you don't appeal to corporate, you idiot.
It feels like good branding. While I didn't appreciate the title, appreciate the name at first, the Legends name at least shows the distinction. Because I have heard the Star Wars canon books and comics referred to as Extended Universe, Expanded Universe.
Only Disney fans call it that. We call it garbage.
Because it is expanding that universe. It is expanding.
Oh, Christ. I swear to God, if you call anything Disney says the Expanded Universe, I will throw you out of the fandom on your ass.
The Disney canon for those books and comics. It's expanding it from the screen to print media and other forms of media, right? So some canon fans refer to those books and comics set in the new continuity as expanding universe. So
we instantly slap them down every time they try to do that. Oh yeah, they're just in-universe legends of what actually happened. That's what calling it Star Wars Legends implies. He contradicts.
Creates a important distinction. Just go to Wikipedia. So for any casual Star Wars...
Never go to Wikipedia. That site's rigged.
...fan on Wikipedia, you have a canon tab and a Legends tab, and you know the distinction. You know,
and henceforth, the website was forever ruined.
It's Legends, you know what's canon. So it's good for branding. It's a one-word title. It's very easy to remember, and it creates a sort of blanket, a sort of veil over that universe, and stamps it as being a separate individual part of that continuity that is not a part of this Disney canon. So it did a good job of creating a distinction, creating a recognizable name, a recognizable banner that can be seen.
The Expanded Universe is still recognized as anything to come out prior to Disney, you idiot.
For being different, for being its own thing. So I think it does do a good job in terms of the branding aspects to the Legends banner. It seems like the more appealing to the casual audience way to put it. Instead of Expanding Universe, you've got this Legends banner and a Legends title. And it sort of unifies the content all under that umbrella. It creates a point for everything to fall under this one title. So I think that it does do a good job in that respect.
And he actually wants the Expanded Universe to continue to create new content under this banner. Under Disney. That isn't a recipe for disaster.
Additionally, a lot of people have expressed a viewpoint that I think is kind of cool. I kind of resonate with it a little bit.
Here we
People
go.
have adopted the view of seeing the Legends banner as a stamp of quality, a seal of quality. If it has that yellow banner wrapped around it, that's the good stuff. That's the stuff I want to read. And I do resonate with that. That does strike a chord with me. I think that is a good way to look at it. It's a seal of approval. It's a stamp of quality. You know that whatever story this is, it's going to be good if it has that Legends banner. So I do appreciate that viewpoint as well, and I do concur with that philosophy. It can be seen as a stamp of this is the good stuff, right? And I think that it does a good job of that. With the banner, it's instantly recognizable. It's very obvious and prominent. It's not like you can miss it, and it does a good job.
And it's as ugly as sin.
Of being distinct from Disney canon and also being a seal of approval for us Expanding Universe fans.
When do you get to the part where you become a retard?
But additionally, in terms of continuation, in terms of hoping for continuation.
Here we go. Here we go, chat. Here we go. This is the part where it gets me the most.
Asking for more Legends feels more possible than asking for more Expanding Universe. And that's...
There we go. He wants more Legends under Disney. How is that not a recipe for disaster? What is preventing Disney from hiring the likes of Sam Maggs? What's preventing Disney from throwing crap that they invented for their own canon and interjecting it into Disney? I seriously hope he doesn't get what he wants, because that could just ruin the expanded universe. It could destroy it entirely. You shouldn't be advocating for Disney to destroy the expanded universe. He's a cool guy, but no. I think he's a little too dense. I don't think he thought this all the way through.
Partly because that's what they've elected to call it. So we're bargaining on their terms, right? We're asking for Legend.
Never make a deal with the devil. It's a tale as old as time.
Which is what they've decided to call it. Additionally, Marvel 108 came out with the Legends banner. It was shown distinctly that it's a part of the original timeline and is not part of the Disney canon. People weren't confused about it. People weren't like, oh, where does this fit in? People following the Disney canon, comics and books, knew that that wasn't a part of their storylines. They weren't wondering where Dr. Aphra was or how it fit into the current Marvel run at the time in 2017. They weren't confused by it. It created an obvious, clear distinction, so it avoided confusion. And I'd say that that is something that the Legends banner has going for it. It's recognizable, it's distinct, it makes that distinction, which I think could be important. And since we got...
No, just no. It's not. I don't know about the Marvel 108 issue. All I know is, like, chances are that was like the last thing ever made and was just leftovers from the original expanded universe. TCW already began the destruction of the EU as we know it. Yeah, but thanks to the fans, we've already cleared up that it's not canon.
A new piece of expanded universe media with the Legends banner, asking for more seems more plausible.
No, you don't ever want that to be the case, but you don't give a crap because you just want more precious expanded universe. You're like the Disney shows. You just want more content. And chances are you're not even going to give a crap about the quality. What is going to prevent them from destroying pre-established characters or lore? George Lucas isn't even there to oversee its development like he used to.
Additionally, I'd like to point out that they didn't use the Legends banner for the Ronin stuff. I don't keep up with Disney canon, but from what I understand, Ronin was a part of like an anime show called like Visions or something, Visions, something like that. And all of that was not part of the Disney canon, but they didn't use the Legends banner. So it's not like all stories that aren't a part of the timeline are going to be thrown onto this like umbrella name. No, Legends means expanded universe. That is clear by the fact that they didn't use a Legends banner, on that. They're not just going to use it on anything. They're only using it on expanding universe stories to make that distinction. So while I don't love the name Legends because it seems to imply that it's a myth, that it's something that didn't happen, that it's not true, at the same time, only good stories pass into legend, right? And these are good stories. So if they have passed into legend, if they are legendary,
they're legendary and they're still canon.
I can't really argue with that name. So the more that I've thought about it over the years, the more I've...
And so he basically more or less kind of bends the knee to Disney.
Sort of come around to the banner. Of course, I'd rather not have the banner on my books. I'd like to have
of course, because you got to save face.
Bannerless copies where I can. But I'm not as like anti-Legends banner as I once was. I was in a place where I was like, I should go into Barnes & Noble and Sharpie out all the banners out of spite. I wasn't actually going to do that, but...
I wish.
You know, it's something I contemplated. I just hated that thing. It's yellow, it's in your face, it's ugly. And I didn't like what it represented. But the more I've thought about it over the years, the more I think that sort of the Legends banner makes sense going forward for us. The name, in a way, makes sense. These are legendary stories we are talking about. And for the possible continuation efforts, the Legends banner creates a good rallying point, a good place where we can play on their ground, where we can play in...
Don't play on their ground. Do not shake a hand. Do not make a deal with the literal devil. It's only going to bite you back on the ass.
Their court, where we can play by their rules. So the Legends banner creates something that is somewhat common ground for trying to get Lucasfilm employees to consider continuing the Legends timeline. It also creates a easy distinction, and it's also something that a lot of more casual, more normie, dare I say, fans have at least heard of Legends, have heard that it's a separate thing.
And we should tell them that its real name is the Expanded Universe. I literally do that.
I think the name is becoming more synonymous with Expanding Universe material than the name,
unfortunately,
Expanded Universe. The name Legends is starting to become more widespread to refer to it, for better or worse, and I'm tending to lean better. It's good branding, it's good name recognition, and it does a good job of classifying our stories as their own thing.
So there you have it. Quinlan Voss wants, as far as I'm aware, I still think he wants the EU to continue under Disney, under that damn banner. And we can't let that happen, chat. We simply can't. All right. It's time to start wrapping things up. But before we go, I want to recommend something to you guys. Something that, to all my EU lovers out there, is a perfect book for this spooky holiday. The novel Death Troopers by Joe Schreiber, an expanded universe novel that introduced the concept of zombies in the expanded universe. And I genuinely have to say, it is a pretty good book. I enjoyed it. It's not one I would read constantly, but maybe like around the spooky season I would. And it genuinely has like, this is like one of my favorite covers in the entirety of the expanded universe. Like this image right here. This is awesome. This is awesome. I can't stand that guy when he speaks anymore whenever he calls it Legends. Me neither. But anyway, I would highly recommend, if you are able to, get your hands on this book. Do not get it with this ugly piece of garbage. Like, look at this. Look at this. And then look at this. There's way much more difference in quality. See, this just looks like garbage. So I would recommend giving that book a good shot if you are able to do so. until next time, if you like what you see and what you see here today, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Or is it? Who cares? But until next time, chat, I hope y'all have a great times. Have a happy Halloween. Take care, and always remember to be awesome.